Welcome, Nerdy Knights of the Well-Rounded Table, to Bohemian Geek Studies, where we take extremely dorky dives into our favorite fandoms. I'm Queen of Queries and defender of house elves and all magical creatures, Sarah O'Connor. Welcome.
Watcher BGS. I'm Colleen McMillan, Gryffindor Prefect.
And I am Quidditch commentator, Anders Drew.
And I'm Manager of Mischief, Flo Siegel.
You know, we may have graduated from Hogwarts a long time ago, but our heads could still do with some filling, so let's head to class BGS style. And since we're into the fall season, we are going to be examining and theorizing about what happens at Hogwarts during Halloween.
So on our Sorcerer's Stone episode, we did a little bit of discussion on the importance of Halloween in the Wizarding world in general. So if you haven't watched that one yet, go check it out. But in general, Sarah, why don't you take us into our next book?
You know what? I'm going to give it to Colleen since I talked a lot during book one. Colleen, I'm going to pass it to you for this Death Day party. What in the world happened?
All right, so we are in Chamber of Secrets, and on Halloween, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are invited to go to a Death Day party for Nearly Headless Nick. This is a ghost custom in which they celebrate the day that they died. Little macabre, but it's Halloween, so we're just going to go with it. Yep. Okay, so although this event occurred 489 years earlier, Nearly Headless Nick's death day is on the exact day that Harry's parents died, the 31st of October.
Just another important event.
Mm-hmm. So we have my girl, ginger girl, Ginny Weasley, under the influence of Tom Riddle's diary, opened the Chamber of Secrets for the first time in 50 years, and Mrs. Norris, who is Filch's cat, is petrified. And then this is actually kind of cool. It's where Harry, Hermione, and Ron solidify their relationship with Nick by going to the party that they don't want to go to. Hermione's a little bit curious, but once they get there, it reeks because the food is rotten. So the ghosts can smell, taste it.
Almost.
But almost. So close. Yes. It's like, does it taste like anything?
So sad.
Right. But by doing this seemingly small, selfless thing, this makes Nick more likely to help them in the future, which he does. He helps Harry out a couple times, and Harry actually goes to him for advice in order about Sirius's death. So this is the first time where Nick's like, I like these kids. They come to my party, my very, very sad, depressing party.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And this chapter contains the only date with a year in the series. So Nick's date of death is the date from which the entire timeline of the series is extrapolated.
And you know, this may be one of the first instances of like real conversation with the ghost besides at dinner, but in another kind of macabre way, the ghosts are very important for Harry Potter and the defeat of Lord Voldemort. But for the ghosts, would there have been a defeat? I would argue no. And but for Harry being able to calmly, quietly reflect and talk with them, that also would be missing. So thank you so much, Nick. Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated death day.
So kind of to kick things off, Flo, do you think anyone noticed Ginny was missing at the feast? Because it's a little bit too early for Harry to be catching feelings, so I'm not quite sure he would have been noticing that his lady love was missing. What do you think?
Honestly, this is like kind of sad because it's like, does Ginny have no friends at this point? Like, I get it's early in the year and like she's kind of possessed. And she's
just kind of a little possessed.
Been infiltrated.
Yeah, the other sixth graders are probably like, no thanks.
Yeah.
But it is sad, and I do think that her brothers would have noticed that she was gone. Like Fred and George are really close with Ginny, and so it just seems strange that they wouldn't be like, "Yo, Perce, have you seen our sister? Like, where is she?" And
Perce is busy with his badge, though.
But part of the badge, Percy, the badge and the
polishing.
responsibility, like, I can't imagine between all of them, I mean, Ron's obviously not at the feast, but between Fred, George, and Percy, that none of them, like, noticed that she was missing, and also the thought didn't, like, run through their head, shit, she's a first year, she's the youngest, mom is going to flay us alive if something happens to her.
And also, like, I'm sorry, but does nobody ever do head counts? Like, what are the head of houses doing? Like, every time we go on a field trip, I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know? It's like, why aren't they like, yo, is the whole first year here? What about all the second years, third years? Let me hear
That's what I was
wondering. What are the
wondering.
prefects doing? Like, what are all these prefects doing if they're not counting the kids?
Yeah,
like,
they're all just like taking a bath in the prefect's bath or whatever. I don't know what they're doing.
Prefect.
Do you think that Beth has a pumpkin spice water for the fall season?
So what do you guys think? Speaking of bathwaters and feasts, I'm now thinking, do you think the ghosts could actually taste their beverages, eat their food, or is it just like hope within hope? I'm kind of thinking, based on how things were phrased, there was like the most glimmer of a flavor, and or most likely and sadly the like placebo effect of the memory of flavors is kind of what I'm thinking is the most likely impact. What do you guys think?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
The echo.
Okay. I kind of want to say it's almost like if you were to if we were to kind of just like put your face kind of over like your meal or whatever and just do a really deep inhale, breathing in through your mouth, you get that like slight hint of the taste.
But see, that's because like your nose, I can't remember the number, so like fudge me on this, shame on a Ravenclaw. I think it's something like 80% of your taste is from smell.
Most of it,
So one has to wonder, can ghosts smell? If they can smell, then they can taste. If they can't smell, then taste is probably not going to happen. At least that's what I think.
The ghost describes it as almost when they ask, right? It's like, I can almost taste it.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that they can almost smell. Maybe their senses are all dulled.
I think like for any Disney fans out there, for those of you who don't know, I'm a big Disneyland fan. Disney does a lot with smells in the park. They use something called smellitzers. And those smellitzers are like really powerful, and so sometimes you can almost like taste it on Main Street. Like they'll pump through like gingerbread for the holidays. In Soarin', which used to be Soarin' over California, and Soarin' now it's Soarin' over the world. They like pump through orange smells for the orange groves, and you can almost taste it. However, I think like the whole point of Harry Potter is that like you don't want to be a ghost. Like being a ghost means that you couldn't let go properly. And so like I don't think they can smell, taste, anything. They're just like stuck. It's just this like horrible.
It's kind of that who is it? It's the torment of Tantalus, right? Where you reach for the fruit and it's out of reach. You try and dip and take a sip of water and it recedes.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, what do you guys think, for kind of a lighter note, but also more macabre? How would you describe a game of head hockey? Like, are all of the heads involved? Do you just pick one? Like, this is kind of the like, welcome to the birthday party. Like, how do you play this game?
Well, maybe we should let our Quidditch commentator.
Yes.
So I would imagine that head hockey operates, because it is the headless hunt, obviously, and they all appear to be on horseback. I would imagine it functions very similar to polo, where in some ways the heads are like off or whatever, and I almost want to say that the horses are kicking, like the horses are kicking the heads around in some way.
That would theoretically hurt a lot.
But they're ghosts, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you
can't
feel
ghosts,
anything.
So this doesn't matter. And I could see a couple of, potential things. Either, you set goals and you split up and you basically play as hockey would be, or it could be kind of interesting because these guys, obviously, they like the headlessness that they have and they kind of have fun with it. I think Sir Podmore does like that fake jump so his head falls off at one point when he sees Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
They have one gag and they are going to use it.
He's like over here. He's on like headless TikTok trying to get clout. It's like preposterous.
But I could see this operating somehow like they're like, it's like you're trying to get your horse, or for whatever like stick you have, you hit a head and you're trying to like land it back on the person's body. And that's how you score points.
I like that. I like that a lot. I would play that game. That's like a fun version of advanced beer pong.
Oh,
yes.
Landed on the body. I love it.
So question for you guys. I mean, if you're Harry, Ron, and Hermione, obviously they felt a sense of duty because they actually knew Nick. But would you go to a Death Day party if you got invited?
I'm a Ravenclaw. Of course I'm going. I have to find out everything about what is going on. Like, why are you celebrating? What is this for? Are all of them the same? Are the invites, like, do other ghosts always get invited, or is it like the same people every time? Like, let's go Tyrell style with this. If someone doesn't attend, what does that mean? Because you don't have anything else to do. So I am definitely going to like each and every single one of these things. But I'm probably going to like put perfume or something underneath my nose. So that, yeah, like something to block it. Because I definitely want to know everything that's going on about all this. And which is why it is one of the shames why it was cut from the movie. Because especially with Halloween being so pivotal to the series, it is both shocking and not that this scene was cut.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. How about you ladies before we head off?
I would go just if someone asked me. Like if they were my friend and they were like, please, will you come to my Death Day party? I would go.
Colleen's like, hey, I bought you a corsage. Will you come to my Death Day party?
And I'd be like, yes, I will go because that's just
You're so sweet. I would definitely go. I'd be there like reporting for like the Hogwarts Daily Times or whatever and be like, so tell me everything about when you died. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally pulling. Yeah, go ahead, Anders.
I was going to say, actually on that particular note, I could think of if there was one person whose Death Day party I would actually kind of want to go to, and this person has a portrait in Hogwarts as of the movies, I would want to go to Anne Boleyn's.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what she was really like, because she had this whole like smear campaign and there was all this other stuff going on around her her death, and I would want to get that firsthand account.
Flo made
that, Anders. I was like, Anne Boleyn would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, and Flo made some really great art for BGS because Anne Boleyn is one of my crushes. So like hardcore, I'm going to that party. But I'm going to guess that Anne Boleyn would not have a Death Day party because I'm going to guess that she would be way too busy in the afterlife to be a ghost.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be a ghost either. I want to go with the Bloody Barons and just be like living it up with the Bloody Baron at his Death Day party.
Oh,
yeah. That's got to be like an extra. That's got to be like an extra thing on top of that because he was a suicide.
Yeah.
I'm over here reporting. Don't worry, I'll get for you.
Get the deets. I don't know. He doesn't seem very chatty.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but you have to imagine his guests would be better.
And Peeves would put on a show.
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
He would dress up as the Bloody Baron.
Only if the Baron said it was okay.
Well, I think that's probably where we'll end it today for Book 2, Chamber of Secrets. Thanks so much for being with us, and come back to us for our next detailed dorky dive if you're not too busy at a Death Day party. And remember, we just dropped a website, bohemiangeekstudies.com. So pretty much if you want to listen to a podcast for us, you can go there. If you want to watch us on YouTube, you can do that there. And if you want to submit a query, theory, or article of your own for us to publish, reach out to us at bohemiangeekstudies@gmail.com. Until next time, wands up and keep those pages turning.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.